What is up? What is up, y'all? Never quite sure when the stream is going to catch up to me, but it looks like I'm on now. Jonathan Crane here, watching the El Paso Crit live. Gonna do some watch along, some commentary. Excuse my absence from YouTube. I missed a couple of races. Couple of races because I was at the races. I was at Birmingham. I was at Birmingham. I did a rewatch of already, and then I was at Athens Twilight, and then I bought a house, and I've been moving into said house. Here I am. This is my first time. I'm breaking in the new YouTube cave, new pain cave setup here. So I actually just literally today moved all the big stuff in and thought I would give the new setup a go here. And the timing worked out where I was set up before El Paso, which I was going to watch anyway. So I figured I would watch it on here with you guys. There's a lot to talk about going on in USA Crits right now. A lot of storylines. So um, if you don't follow automatic racing or Thomas Gibbons like on Instagram, on social media, he had kind of a big thing. I don't know what to call it. A big story in the last recent weeks where he basically was just saying like, "Hey, I've been working myself like a dog. I'm not enjoying racing, so I'm going to take a step back." But I've committed to this USA Crit series, and I'm going to see that through. So he's a little bit up in the air here. He is in the leader's jersey. He's, if you look just to the side of that car right there, that's him in the orange Colativa leader's jersey. So the big story there is that he overtook everyone on Legion in the points, and Legion actually got beat in Birmingham. Best Buddies finally took a win, but they didn't kind of have their A squad, and then they showed up to Gateway Cup last week, and Corey Williams did something that no one has ever done. Gateway Cup is in St. Louis area, and it's like Gateway Arches. Um, that is a series of races that takes place over a week, and Legion Corey specifically won every race himself, which has never been done in the history of Gateway Cup. So that was a huge one. Legion was also very dominant at Speed Week. Man, such a good race in Athens. So I was at Athens. I raced the Category 2-3 race, and then watched. Actually, I raced amateur finals. Athens has like this weird proprietary format to it, but so I raced the 2-3 qualifier and then the amateur finals, which is a weird thing. But I then watched the pro race, which was an awesome race. I'm definitely going to do a rewatch of Athens Twilight because it was pretty sick. Crazy race, super crazy race, crazy course this year. What's up? Welcome back, Spoon. No, race hasn't started yet. There was a crash at the end of the women's race, which actually allowed me to get set up here. I was just getting set up to watch, and so there was a delay for the women's crash in the women's race. There was an ambulance. So okay, we got Spencer Movenzada right there from Butcher Box. He's been super aggressive, had a really good run. Looks like that is one of the Malherbe brothers from Cliff Bar right there next to Gibbons, who I don't know what Gibbons just did there. Gibbons in the Colativa Leaders jersey. Good Guys Racer, Primal Audi Denver Racer. I see Hernandez from Best Buddies in the USA Stars and Stripes jersey there, right over Movenzada's shoulder. Just kind of going down the line here. What's up, Mike? I'm watching real racing here. What's up? Um, looks like he's gonna move up to the front lines. So if you follow me on Instagram, you saw at Athens, I had a video of the race going by, and then I panned over to the national champ in the Stars and Stripes jersey. Thanks. Yeah, graphics on this platform are incredible. Although this is only broadcast in 720. Check that out. 720 is the max. So, there's room for improvement always. I'm getting a lot more definitely a lot better rendering, but it doesn't go up to 4K, not quite yet. You know, I've been speaking of crits and Zwift. I don't know why there's not a crit course in those new on the new Zwift maps, the Maruki Islands or whatever, in those little towns that you go through on that map. There are little squares of roads that they built, and I don't know why they didn't make crit courses on those things. Maybe they will. I don't know. I might have been giving them too much credit saying they were going to do that. They have not yet, and I keep it seems like such an easy get. Maybe they don't want to for some reason, but I don't know. I like doing crit races. Later, Mike. Good to see you, man. Maybe I'll get on the Zwift. Oh, let's do ZRL. Let's do community ZRL. I'm gonna try to whip myself into shape with some community ZRL. Oh, we got Tyler Locke, long hair. He just threw up the horns there from Gutenplan Support Clean Sport. Uh, I had a good time hanging out with a lot of these guys actually at Athens, but Support Clean Sport, some of those guys and their director. I watched some of the race with those dudes, and it was fun. My friend Jack White from Mississippi, a guy I race with cross with a lot, has been guest riding for them. I guess we'll see if Jack White's out here today. Other people I know, like personally know in this race, I believe we got TJ Kalela from Nashville Local in one of the red helmets. Believe I'm seeing him right over that CS Velo rider's head. Um, Raced with these amino rip guys in Birmingham. Who else we got here? I don't think anyone. So my friend William's been guest riding for the Milligan, the um, the team that had the Tide, the NASCAR looking Tide jerseys. Okay, it looks like we're about ready to go here. My friend William's been guest riding for those guys, and don't think he's out there. I think he's doing Damon. I'll probably do some ERL too. Has ERL dates been announced? I was actually gonna do real life Joe Martin this year, but it conflicted with moving into this house, so had to get my priorities in line. Although I did race Athens Twilight after we closed on the house Tuesday, and I raced Athens Twilight on Saturday. I'll be on the lookout, Damon. I would love to do some ERL. That was some of the best stuff last year for sure. Oh, I raced with Frank Cundiff, who I raced with in ZRL, or sorry, ERL, Echelon Racing League. Raced with him in Birmingham. I believe there's some other people that I raced with in real life that I've raced with on RGT. All right, so here's the question: Is does Legion have anybody here? Did they send anybody here? And if so, are they going to take control of the front? I don't see anybody from Legion. If not, we're going to get a crazy race. Gibbons straight to the front. Okay, this is Thomas Gibbons, black helmet, orange leaders jersey, yellow gloves. So this is if you've been watching my coverage or my I don't know watch alongs whatever of these races on my channel, you know my theory about why Justin Williams maybe, and this may not be the sole reason, it may not be a reason at all, but I think this is something that was going on. I think that Justin was had some beef about the leader's jersey, about wearing the leader's jersey, which Gibbons in the front right there, that is the Colativa leader's jersey, orange jersey. Justin was not wearing it for. Justin Williams was in the leader's jersey. He was in the lead of the series. Was not wearing it for a few races, and then he would show up to the line, unzip it, take it off. I think there was some dispute with the organizers about that. Yeah, what's up, Doc? What's up, Doc? Yeah, this is live. This is happening in El Paso, Texas, right now. We're just watching along. If you want to watch it without my commentary, it's on usacrits.tv. I'm just watching, adding my context, my own spin on it. Hanging out. I was gonna watch it anyway, so yo, Slow Spoon, good to see you. Damon, good to see you. I have feel like I haven't hung out with my online cycling people in a minute, so it's good to see everybody. Oh, is my chat visible? I'm gonna put the chat up here. Yeah, how's that? Let's see what that looks like. Y'all let me know if anything gets wonky here. I have just moved into this setup, so I should have done that a while ago. If you're watching this replay later, there's the chat. That's who I'm talking to, not just talking to myself. Looks like we got Malurvy and Gibbons off the front to begin with. Cool. All right, let's hang, Doc. Let's watch this race. So I'm not seeing anybody from Legion here. I think Legion may have there was dispute, I think, about the leader's jersey. I've had that theory. I've had it vetted by some people who work in the cycling media. I don't want to dox anybody, but a friend of mine who has been at all of these races said that he saw the Legion like director sportif or like soigneur guy sort of having words with the USA Crits director one race, and so I think that might have been the source of some animosity between them. Uh, wow, it is super dark on this course. Uh, hopefully they are gonna make it through here okay. I think I had a race that was darker than this. I do have some footage. I'm gonna make a video from it, but in Mobile, Alabama, there was a three-race series, and the first one was Alabama State Champion, which I'm Alabama State Champion, Criterium Champion. That was sick. But the second race was a night race, and it got so dark. So Mitchell, in my race where it got really dark, actually somebody turned their light on in the peloton. Somebody had like a headlight on their bike, and it was probably great for them. But if you're in front of that person, it casts a shadow in front of you, so there's actually just like a black hole in front of you, and your eyes can't adjust because you're getting all that light on the sides. So everybody started yelling like, "Hey, turn that light off! Turn that light off!" It was pretty funny. Um, but yeah, so there was that dispute, I think, about the wearing the leader's jersey, not wearing the leader's jersey, and whoop, it looks like my internet is out. What is going on? You guys let me know if I drop out. My internet is all over the place. So this is my first time streaming from this location. So this is a test. This is a test. Let me know if things get sideways. Where'd my chat go? There's the chat. Um, all right, we got Hernandez in the front in the gray there. Spencer Movenzada, Connor Mullervy's third wheel right here. It looks like Legion didn't send anybody, so I think there has been a dispute between Legion and USA Crits to some degree or something. Sweet, thank you, Doc. Yeah, I don't know what that was. I'm gonna keep an eye on that bitrate drop. Hopefully that doesn't happen. I'm on hardwired cable internet here that is theoretically faster than what I had at the old place. We'll see if it's more solid, or that could also be my rig. I don't know. Um, that is a pulled rider. I don't think the cameraman knows that guy's off the back, not off the front, or he's about to be pulled. Um, yeah, that guy should get pulled. So it looks like Legion doesn't have anybody here, which means we're going to have a super aggressive race. Legion won all 4 days of Gateway Cup, which has never happened. Well, the same rider has not won all 4 days of Gateway before, and Corey Williams won all four. So that's kind of a big statement. Legion also had a good week at. Whoop, okay, that's not me. That's on USA Crits end. I'm watching my bit rate, and it is solid. Um, uh, Legion had a big week at Speed Week, winning I want to say like 6 of 7 of Speed Week. Speed Week is the week that starts with Athens Twilight. It's like Spartanburg, Athens, Grant Park. There's a bunch of random ones in Georgia during the week, and then the Spin the District Festival is on the other side on the other weekend. So it's a lot of days of crit racing back to back to back to back. And I don't. So I'm gonna do a rewatch of Athens because Athens was awesome, but I don't want to. I don't want to spoil it, but it was solid. Hey, you guys, let me know. Is everything looking and sounding okay right now? I just want to make sure that I'm all good here. Gonna take my preview down. Cool. So we're gonna have a super aggressive race here. Looks like there's a lot of guys going for points here. I believe I'm not seeing Summerhill, which is surprising. Danny Summerhill he races for Best Buddies Racing, which is the team that the green jersey on the front right now, but he's not in that jersey. He's wearing the lap leader jersey, which is a royal blue. But Summerhill has been doing a lot of this aggressive early racing because lap leader points, every time they come across the line, whoever is first across the line gets lap leader points. So I think he's trying to lock down that jersey. Hey, somebody comment right now and let me know if I'm still going smooth here. If you guys can still see me and hear me. I wish they would linger on one shot all the way through the peloton so I could get a sense. I mean, it's strung out, but I want to get a sense of whether it's strung out with some gaps or strung out solid, or like what are we looking at now? Sweet. Thank you, Davis. Um awesome. Good to hear. Yeah, I'm looking at my bit rate and it looks good, but you never know. That's the thing about live streaming. CS Velo on the front. So CS Velo, if you guys listen to the thank you, Paul, the Criterium Nation podcast, one of the guys from CS Velo is a regular on there, and they feel like they've got a good sprinter, and he maybe has not gotten a solid chance this season. So I think they're gonna really be trying to set it up for him. I'm surprised to see the orange jersey with the blue sleeves up there. That is Robson Forensics, presented by Milligan College. That's the team that my man William Seitz has been guest riding for. He had a real good ride with them at Spartanburg. But what's up, Carson? Welcome. Uh, Surprised to see one of those riders at the front. It looks like a real small field now. I'm not sure if people have been eliminated or if maybe people just did not make the trip to El Paso. So I think this race being this late in the season, and this is another kind of a random one. Like, it doesn't have as much history as an Athens Twilight or some of the other races. I think that this one maybe, like, the guys that are here are guys that are really going for something. So explain what this race is real quick. So this is the next to last race of the USA Crit Series. This is a series of criterium races that takes place all over the United States. It's got several competitions in the series. There's an individual ride leader competition that's being won by Thomas Gibbons. There's a team competition like in a Grand Tour. That's every rider from the same team that finishes scores points. I want to say like first place through 40th place or something. Oh, wow. Awesome. That's crazy, Carson. Cool. I will tell her you said what's up. That's wild. My mom is a wonderful teacher. I'm glad to see that her students are watching some bike racing. So this race is the seventh race in the series. The other competitions that are going on, there's a best young rider competition, which points for same point system, and there is a lap leader competition. So there's kind of a lot of like races within the race, kind of like the Tour de France, how there's a yellow jersey for the overall leader. There's team competition. There's a KOM jersey. Kind of a similar thing going on through the entire course of the season here. Um, so I think that a lot of the guys that are showing up for this race specifically are the guys that are trying to lock down one of these jerseys or trying to lock down a good position. I think Team Cliff Bar on the front here, by contrast, is looking for a win. They haven't had a chance for the win. Spoon, if you got any more questions, throw them out there for sure. That's what I'm here for. I love talking about this stuff. Is this a TI? I don't know what you mean by TI. Um, so this race is pretty much totally flat, almost a square. It's kind of like a parallelogram. It's not quite a perfect square. You can see this section kind of bows out and back in. This is going to be a speedway though for sure. Like you can pedal through. You can see how wide the road is here and how they don't have it barricaded off to be narrower. A timed race. Yeah, Tim. It's this one is either, and this is another storyline thing I want to talk about. This race is either like 70 minutes or, okay, let's see. So you can see the timer there above the arch, but it's counting up. I want to say this one's either 17. Spoon, it is crazy to race in the dark. I've got a video from my race at Mobile that got much darker than this. So some of my footage is just a black square with power metrics on it. It got dark as we were racing, and some of the street lights on course didn't come on. So in my footage, it's like we go through a street light, and it's like a flash of you can see where everybody is, and then it just goes out. My eyes kind of adjusted and it was okay, but there were parts of the course where you were kind of, you couldn't really see people. You could see kind of shapes and you were just sort of like, it was almost like we would just roll neutral through the dark area and then race when we could see. Yeah, they definitely do. I will say they did a great job at my home race in Birmingham of getting the lighting sorted out. We had great lights on course there. They brought in some lights. Um, yeah, amazingly, that race had two 180-degree turns, so like a full hairpin where we're going this way, turn around, and then we're going that way. No crashes, which was pretty amazing. Hopefully, no crashes here. There was a bad crash in the women's race, and I wonder if it was related because I think the women started in the day, and then the light kind of diminished throughout their race. So I wonder if they had trouble adjusting. Aaron, so they haven't started getting cards yet. I'll go back to I believe it was Carson or Tim who asked about the timing. So this race is either 60 minutes or 75 minutes. It's 90 at the longest. There was a big debate about what length these races should be on Twitter last week, and I think the consensus among the riders is that these should be 90-minute races, timed races. And how they do that is they time the first, they basically take the first 45 minutes or whatever, like whatever the halfway point is. They're timing each of the laps. They take the average lap time and then they just extrapolate out from there. So right now you're seeing 4 minutes on the clock or whatever. At that point, if they're saying like, okay, they got 30 minutes left until this race is supposed to be over, they're running 2 minute laps, we're going to give them 15 laps to go. So basically, at some point halfway through the, yeah, Spoon, they're pulling for sure. So if you get behind that motorbike that's behind the group there, you get behind the motorbike, you're done. They're always pulling in these USA Crits races, which is good because it can get super messy if you're coming up on lapped riders in smaller local races where they're not pulling, which I totally understand in a local race. Like if you're just out there, with the boys doing a hard ride, that's kind of fine if maybe some guys are getting back in the group and trying to get their money's worth, ride the whole 60 minutes or whatever. Um, so to get back to Aaron's question, we will find out how many laps there are when these guys start getting lap cards. Most of these races, you basically do the first 30 minutes and you're just all in, just in the zone, trying to stay on, trying to not die, and then at some point they start throwing lap cards up there. So when you come through the start finish there, at some point they will start a lap counter that'll count down probably from like 30 or 40 laps out. So these guys have still got at least 50 minutes. Amino Rip going off the front here. That's Amino Rip Racing out of Florida. I raced with some of those guys. That might be Frank Travieso guest riding for them. Frank Travieso is a criterium racing legend out of Athens, Georgia. I've raced a bunch of cyclocross with Frank. He his wife Ashley runs the Georgia Cross series, or runs a lot of the races for Georgia Cross. I don't know what her official role is, but I know that she's the one who checks me in at the sign-in table. Man, there was one race last year where I like got within 5-10 seconds of Frank, and to beat Frank Travieso in a cross race would be huge. I believe that's him though. I know he's guest ridden with them. Jomo, I kind of forgot too, but I'm also on the list. So I've got Frankie in my ear. How long is a lap? These races are normally at least like 1.5K courses. I think this one's about 2K. So I want to say these laps are going down. Looks like about a minute 30 lap. Looks we got a rider from Elbows on the screen here going off the front. That is not Chris Tolley for all of you Chris Tolley fans. I know I had some there was a race where I had some Chris Tolley for the YouTube people. You probably know Tolley from his YouTube videos. I had some Chris Tolley. Whoop, sorry, my bad, y'all. I had some Chris Tolley fans in my chat asking me if he was going to win the race, and I said that he was not going to win the race. And apparently, people sent him that footage, and he was kind of mad about it. So sorry, but I was right. I'm not. I wasn't. I, to be fair, I'm not going to win this race either. And Tolley is much better than I am. Tolley, it's whatever. But I did see him at Athens Twilight. I wondered if he was going to recognize me. He did not recognize me, but it was kind of funny. I think he got pulled at Athens Twilight, and the race that I said he wasn't going to win, he finished 50th or something. He is really good though, and this would probably be a good course for him. I don't know that he's here, but I would think that he's here because he is kind of maybe that is him. Let's see. I'm trying to catch the number there. I'm gonna see if I can catch a was which one the course where it rained all day. The rain course was oh man, I can't remember. It was ooh, I can't remember what city that was. But no, Athens was not. Athens was the one after the one where it rained. I'm gonna turn my volume up here so I can see if I can catch the name of that rider from Elbows. But Elbows is the team out of Texas, so they'll probably be trying to get aggressive. It looks like we got Spencer Movenzada here. Oh no, that's uh Sam from at Sambulance on Twitter and on Instagram from Butcher Box there. I thought that was going to be Movenzada. So I think we're going to see super aggressive racing like this. I think with Legion out of the mix, every other team, especially the teams like Elbows that have kind of been relegated to the back of the pack, teams like Elbows, teams like Amino Rip, they're going to be looking to take a rip off the front. Have I ever dry heaved after a real race? Yes. Amelia, I used to dry heave after every single cross race. And I dry heaved after Sunny King this year. If you want to see my Sunny King race, it's I got a video on the channel. So go to my channel and check out my full Sunny King race. That was a good one. That was a fun one. When I'm not riding bikes, what do I do in my spare time? I It's a lot of bikes for sure. I race road bikes, mountain bikes, cyclocross, but I play music. I'm in a band called Seriously that is like I don't know, post punk. I've been playing music since I was in middle school. Still do that, but yeah, my band Seriously. We're playing with Manor Astro Man at Saturn on Halloween, given that real life shows are still a thing at that point. So, yeah, no problem, Zach. Glad to have you. So, are crits, this is a question for Zach. Is crit racing big in Australia like it is here? I know that it's kind of an American thing, but yeah. Just wondering if it's as big there. Carson, what else do I do? I have a bunch of super time consuming hobbies. I mean, now I'm also YouTubing, which is related to the cycling thing, but I skateboard too. I've been skateboarding since 1999, and actually, I kind of got into cycling via like post skateboarding stuff. Most everyone on my real life road team is ex or current skaters. Actually, um, Jason on my road team skates for Welcome Skateboards. If you go look up the video Welcome Seance, Jason Salilius, he has a full part in that video that is sick. He is like an amazing skateboarder. I'm nowhere near his level, but racing in the East. Southeast racing has been surprisingly good this year. I mean, within driving distance of me, Spoon, we've got Sunny King, which I had the video of on here, but I actually had a video of my race and then the pro race. I did one of these watch alongs of it. That race is awesome. We have all of Speed Week, which I didn't even get to do all of it, but that's like 7 or 8 amazing criteriums. We've got Joe Martin stage race in Arkansas. That's like maybe the only UCI stage race left. Carson, this is like the NASCAR of bikes. So this type of racing is called criterium racing. It is they actually market this as the NASCAR of bikes. This is a short loop, go fast, turn, sometimes turn left. Today it's turn right. Sometimes they run them the other way, but it's short, it's fast, it's brutal. This is the American style of bike racing versus like something like the Tour de France, a traditional road race, which is point to point. And these are much more of a stadium vibe. Like you can see people all along the course cheering everybody on. It's pretty awesome. What's up, Ken? Yeah, Ken. If you're a skating fan, go check out Welcome Skateboards Seance. Jason Salilius. Check out. He's my teammate on Shift Racing, and he see. Crit Racing is the superior. Okay, I'm actually gonna say cyclocross, crit racing, mountain bike, road race. Ooh, this is a good idea. I should do a I should do a tier ranking list for should do a tier ranking list for types of cycling. All right, Zach, I'm catching up on your comments here. On equal terms with road, Sydney, there's a lot of dedicated crit tracks. Gotcha. Yeah, it is hard to shut down roads for a crit for sure. Spoon, I'm a CX racer at heart. I love cross. I thought I wasn't going to be able to race cross. I've got my cross bike right here. But it looks like we're going to have cross in Alabama this year. I'm not going to be fit for it because my year is all screwed up, but I'm going to race some cross this year for sure. Um, yeah, crits are popular in America partially because of the spectator aspect. So these races are much shorter. So for the spectator portion of it, like I can sit here and just watch the whole thing. It's hard to watch, 5 hour stages. Yeah, there was no CX in Alabama last year. Actually, a couple of races still happened. My cat is getting in here. Hey, my cat may get in here. I'll pick her. You guys want to see my cat? Yep, that's what that was. Hey, she's fine. Yeah, there was no CX in Alabama last year, and really Georgia Georgia's the big series around here, and when they canceled last year, that was when I kind of just fully committed to e-racing. I was like, well, I'm not going to go through the trouble of like getting my cross bike in order. Cyclocross is very gear intensive. You got to have either some really good tubeless tires or tubulars glued up, and I wasn't going to go through all that trouble for races that were potentially not going to happen, or just like a couple of random local races or whatever. Yeah, I mean that was really the genesis of this channel. Was like I was all fit for a season of crits and cross, and then had to like transition that over to Zwift racing and RGT racing. And when I did that, I had no idea what I was doing, and I was getting completely destroyed. So I started recording them and breaking them down. Ooh, we got a dangerous break off the front here. It looks like several of the good teams are represented. Ah, that sucks, Zach. Cross racing is tough to keep going for sure. My team, hey, if anybody is in the southeast, my team Shift Racing is putting on a race in Birmingham at Sloss Furnaces, which is like a historical. It was an ironworking, like a furnace where they would make steel and iron, and it's a national landmark. It's a cool place to have a race, and that is November 7th, I believe. 7th, 11th, something like that. It's at the beginning of November, but if you want to come to Birmingham and race my race, that would be sick. Looks like these guys have been pegged back. So I'm wondering who was doing the chasing there, because it looks like we had Butcher Box, CS Velo in the pink, Best Buddies in the yellow, Automatic in the green. Everybody was kind of represented there. Those are the strongest teams here. Um, Looks like I'm trying to see if we got any Nashville local guys. I think they're another team that has been kind of relegated to the back throughout this season, and they're probably going to see some opportunity to jump up and get in there today. Yeah, there's a couple. I wonder if that's my friend Preston Beasley on the red helmet, highlighter yellow bike. Yeah, that definitely sucks. No cross racing there in Australia, or very little cross racing. I guess Australia is also a really big country, so probably hard to travel to. That's one thing about being in Birmingham is like there's normally some racing in Alabama, which is like pretty small local racing, but then Georgia has really good racing with great fields. Actually, Ty Magner, who does these races with Legion, Ty has been one of the lead out guys who's been really setting Legion up for the win in these races. He does those races in Georgia Cross, and Frank Travieso, who I was talking about earlier, he does the Georgia Cross races as well. Um, that is Connor Malherbe. So I think we're going to see guy who's on the front in the blue Cliff Bar kit there, second wheel now. That's Connor Malherbe. I think we're really going to see him throwing bombs up the road trying to get in a breakaway. I think there are going to be a lot of teams that have not seen much of an opportunity to get a breakaway going, and I think we got a couple of people in here who don't really follow cycling, so I'm going to talk through it on a very basic level. This main group where everyone's all together is the peloton. A breakaway is a smaller group that gets away on the front. I think that so we've had one team that has been setting a very, very fast pace at the front for most of this season. It's made a breakaway really hard. Legion of LA. Any particular laps more important than other laps except the finish? Yes, Spoon. So there are multiple point sprint laps that will be called throughout the race. There is a beginning of the race point sprint, and I think it's the second or third lap. It was the lap toward the beginning where we saw Thomas Gibbons up at the front. I believe that was a points lap. There is a mid-race points lap, and then there's one like 3/4 of the way through. Those are races. Those are laps where I want to say it's top 5 gets points that go toward all of the competitions. So that's it might even be top 10 gets points that go toward overall leader, team competition, under 23, the best young rider competition. See who this is off the front. I don't think this is Spencer Movenzada. So yeah, and then there will also Slow Spoon be preem laps where you come through the start finish, they ring a bell and say preem on the next lap, and that'll be oftentimes a cash preem, which means the next time you come around, whoever is first to the line gets some amount of cash. And like in my race at Athens, there were a bunch of $20 cash preems. But in this race, there's going to be one preem that's actually crowd funded, which means that everyone, like people watching at home, can donate. People who are physically at the race can donate. All that money goes into a pot, and then person who's first across the line gets the money on the lap after that. So those are all laps where, and it's interesting. Like some riders who are not who are not up there in those points competitions will not be going for those, and they will be going for the cash preems, and then vice versa. There are some guys who are um, don't care so much about the cash preems, but like a Thomas Gibbons, who you got third wheel right here, um, or a Michael Hernandez, who's second there in the gray jersey. Those guys are going to be really going for the points preems, which makes me think we're coming up to a mid-race points preem here because we've got several of the points leaders making their way up to the front. Bag of coffee and the only preem you got all season. Well, if it makes you feel any better, Spoon, I didn't get any preems this season. I did get, I'm looking around because I have a bunch of stuff I've gotten from preems in this room, though. Gibbons, Hernandez, Mullervy. Yep, there's Gibbons. Wow, I'm surprised to see Thomas Gibbons here in the leader's jersey, blue bike, orange jersey, yellow gloves. He's the overall leader of the series. I'm kind of surprised to see him doing the work right now, trying to get away. I would think that what would be going on here, he's got one of the stronger squads here. The automatic team has really stepped up. He races automatic racing as his team. Automatic has really stepped up this season, and they've got a lot of young guys. Dalton Collins is a guy I've raced with a decent bit. He's used to be out of the New Orleans area or southern Mississippi. So we got one, I think, yeah, one of the Cliff Bar riders had a flat there. If you saw the guy who had his leg unclipped, he had a flat tire, which if you get a flat in one of these races, there is a pit, much like NASCAR, getting back to the NASCAR analogy, there is a pit on course and you can pull into the pit, swap that tire, and then get put back in. You get a free lap. So I've talked about this before, but it seems easy to get. It seems like it would be cheating to take a free lap and then get back in, but to get back into a group that is going this fast is it's so hard, and your heart rate going from 60 to 0 back to 60 is just totally insane. Connor Mullerby here, the guy off the front. This is the guy I was talking about. I said thought we were going to see him getting more aggressive because he is a breakaway rider. He hasn't had a real chance for a breakaway this season. Legion has been setting such a high pace that a breakaway has been almost impossible. So the fact that Legion is not here, Legion has nobody here, really opens the door for. This is the only race that Legion of this series that Legion has not sent anybody. My home race in Birmingham, Legion did not send like their A squad, but they did send. Ty Magner was there. Ama Insec. They had some guys at Birmingham. This is the first one Legion has sent 0 people to, which I wonder if that is them. I mean, they may just be taking some time off after they did Joe Martin stage race, did really well there. They did Gateway Cup, did really well there. So really well is understating it at Gateway Cup. Okay, this is a dangerous combo on the front. We've got Spencer Mondesva for Butcher Box and the red kit there. Zachary, I am. Yeah, I'm gonna do the Community League. I'm gonna do the Americas East West. I'm not sure. I'm doing the one I've been doing with. Hopefully, we'll be in there with Velocio, with Ted King, and those guys. I think we'll be racing them again this season, and I'm gonna be on the restart team racing against those guys. So I'm probably not going to do every single race, but I'm hoping I can do those and get myself whipped into shape for cyclocross. That's my hope. Okay, that was Slow Spoon. You asked the question about points laps. That one was a points lap. Sweet Zachary, what time zone, what category are you doing? Ooh, okay. So the previous lap was a points lap. That's why we had these heavy hitters up at the front. Spencer Mondesva, who's third wheel there, red kit for Butcher Box Racing. He got some points. He was first across the line there. That was a points lap. And the speed created by that points lap has put some huge gaps in this field. You can see we got 4 riders, big gap, and then 6 or 7 riders and a big gap. If they step on the gas here, if they step on the gas here, and their teammates let off back in the field, this could be a split that goes away and stays away. We will see. That would be awesome, though. Yeah, these corners are so wide, man. This race is a real speedway. This is not a technical race. APAC, cool. Um, yeah, I will not be in APAC, but that is awesome. Um, how fast are they taking these corners? So these guys generally in a race like this will be averaging about 29 miles an hour. So they'll probably be getting up closer to 30, 31 in the straightaways. Probably a race like this, like you can see he's pedaling almost all the way through that corner, barely having to slow down any. They're probably still taking these at 28. I know that I was watching my footage. I've got a video coming out from my race at Athens Twilight, and I know there was a particular crazy corner in that race that we were taking anywhere between 28 and 31 miles per hour every time. And I remember clocking that because those were crazy numbers. But that was me in the amateur race. So the pro race, I would say they're probably taking these corners around 29. These are particularly wide corners. If you look at the exits of these corners, the street is really wide after you turn, so you can take the turn and then continue to swing way out wide. PSI would I recommend for a race like this and a heavier rider. So the PSI really depends on a couple of things. It's how big your tires are, how wide they are, and then what is the road surface like. So the wider your tires are, the lower pressure you can run, and the worse, the bumpier the road surface is, the lower pressure I would run, down to the point that you might bottom out the rim, and then you got to come up a little bit. If there's a corner where there's a sidewalk lip or something like that, you got to watch out for. Then you got to come back up on that pressure a bit. But I'll say I run down to like 55. I think I ran 55 in the front and 60, probably 55, 58. I think is what I ran for Athens Twilight. But that's me at I was probably like 62 kilos for that race. Yeah, that is for corner traction. And for grip, it's actually faster. So the bumpier the road surface is, the more you lower your tire pressure. As long as you're on a really high quality tire that's really malleable, it's actually faster rolling because all of those vibrations and bumps on the road surface itself are not sending you up. Your tire is actually grabbing onto those and you're rolling smooth and straight. You're going forward, not up and down. And that doesn't seem like much, but over the course of a race, that'll make a difference. Elbows rider again, not Tolly, but somebody from Elbows up here, one of his teammates. Looks like we got one of the Nashville local boys bridging across there in the red helmet. That is, I don't think that's Preston, but Nashville local. So I race out of Birmingham, Alabama. Nashville local is a team that I race against a lot. Had a field sprint earlier this season in Dalton, Georgia, with some of those guys. Fun stuff, and I believe that's Preston on the yellow bike toward the back there. So 84 kg spoon. So now tell me how wide your tires are, and I'll tell you what to run for a race like this. I'm on 25C tires, by the way. 25C width. That's mostly because my wheels. So really, I'll grab a wheel to show you what I'm talking about here. Okay, 25 mil tire. You want to run a tire that Let's see if you guys can see what I'm talking about here. You want to run a tire that lines up this way with your rim. So I would go even wider than 25 if the rim was wider, so you can get that straight line there that air can pass over. Um, if you go wider than a tire wider than the rim, you get this ice cream cone shape that is not very aerodynamic, and you don't want that. Ooh, we gotta move here. I think that's Connor Sally from Butcher Box going up the road. Saley is a super strong rider who's definitely looking for more than what he's gotten this season, and he's been racing really well. He's been finishing in the top, fourth of the field consistently. He's always up there, but the Legion leadouts have just been on a different level. Legion really raised the bar on what this level of racing is like this season. Um, So at 84 kg spoon and 25 mil, I would say probably run like 75 psi. I would say 75, 78, something like that. Maybe 75 in the front and 80 in the back. Just see how that feels. As long as there's no like manhole covers or potholes or anything. Those are the things you got to watch for on courses like this, like downtown courses that these crits are on. You got to watch out for those things like crosswalks. Sometimes when there's a crosswalk that's raised or something, there'll be a lip. As long as there's nothing like that that might pinch your tire and bottom it out, I would say you could probably run 70s, 80s and be pretty safe there. So I want to see the lap counter, see where we're at on laps to go. We're definitely getting down to it. We're past halfway. We're seeing a lot of these are dangerous moves for sure. Cliff Bar up the road, not that's Zach Allison from Cliff Bar. That is not Connor Mullerby. But this is kind of Cliff Bar's deal. So Cliff Bar, they're kind of a breakaway team. Uh, it depends, Thunder Thighs. It depends what area you're racing in. I mean, I freelanced pretty much my way through Cat 3 and had some success. It does change how you have to race if you're a 3 racing on your own in road. I think that's part of why I like cyclocross racing so much because the team dynamic. Your team is like more of someone to hang out with at a cyclocross race than totally affecting your tactics. Yeah, yeah, 100 psi used to be the dogma for everything all the time, but it feels faster because as you go faster, you feel the buzz from the road, but it's actually not faster. That's just you're feeling that feedback, but that's actually the fact that you're feeling that through the bars and it gets faster as you go faster, the frequency of the road bumps, that's actually slowing you down. As again, as long as you're on a high quality tire, something like a Continental GP 5000, that's what I'm running now, or like a Vittoria graphene tire, something like that. Anybody seeing a lap counter when they go through the start finish there? Okay, this is the thing. If I was gonna say USA Crits could improve one thing, if we could get like the stuff like the lap counter on screen, stuff like they come through a point sprint, and we could get like a graphic that live says who got how many points and then a tally of points live. They do have live points on the USA Crits website, but if it could be yeah, stream should be showing the entire frame. Let's see. Yes, I'm comparing. Yeah, stream is showing the entire frame here. Just double checking my preview window. Yeah, I think that's how they could take it to the next level. I will say though, they've been doing some cool stuff. I know they've been experimenting with onboard cameras with some of the riders. I've seen that in the women's race a couple of times where they've cut to onboard cameras. I think that is cool. Um, my I keep teasing this video that's not out yet that I should have had out a long time ago, but the move. Ooh, I just saw Thomas Gibbons throw his hand up. I think he has a flat or a mechanical. Generally, if you're in the middle of the pack, you throw your hand up like that. you're letting everyone around you know that you've got some kind of a mechanical and you're going to drift backwards. Um, so I'm wondering if he was throwing his hand up to let people know he had a mechanical and he's going to hit the pit right now. That would be that would be something crazy because he Gibbons is definitely looking for a win right now. He's had a tough go. I think he came into last like 2020 really looking to prove himself and solidify the status of automatic racing as a team. And then the rug got pulled out from under him. I actually rode with Gibbons the day that was supposed to be the first race of 2020 when everything shut down. So that was going to be the day of Birmingham Hammerfest in April in 2020, and I think it was April. But race got shut down the day of. He was already in town for it, so we rode a century that day. That was before we knew how crazy 2020 was going to be. We got Connor Mullerby from Cliff Bar back on the front. I knew he was going to race super aggressive today. He's trying to get something going. It seems like this is one of these races that, getting back to Thunder Thigh's question, something that happens in the lower category racing a lot, even up to category three, is that everyone is kind of really motivated to race for themselves and everybody's chasing everything down. And I think that's kind of what's going on here is everybody knows this is their chance with Legion not being here, so everybody's kind of going for everything and chasing everything down. So it's funny that like because this is a chance for a breakaway, it's not a chance for a breakaway. If everybody's trying to get in every breakaway, the breakaway doesn't go. 17 laps to go. Cool. Okay, so we're at 17 to go. That should be looks like we're turning about a minute and a half laps, maybe a little bit less. So I think this race will be something like an hour and a half. Hey, y'all, let me know, is my stream still going all right? I'm watching my kilobytes per second bouncing around a little bit over there. Seems like it's all right though. I mean, I'm getting the stream okay. Hopefully, it's going out. Connor Sally from Butcher Box going for it. I knew he was going to be motivated. Him and Spencer Movinzada from that team, both super motivated. Butcher Box is really looking to do a little bit more than they have this season. That's a team. If you haven't watched the American Crits, 2 seconds. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's look at the drop frames. Yeah, it's saying I've dropped. Okay. Yeah, I've dropped a few frames. All right. Zachary, everyone's chasing down every move. Reminds you of races you've done. Yeah, I mean that even happens at the top level sometimes. It just depends on. I mean, as you're seeing right now, it just depends on the group. That's something that like you can have a plan going into a race, but you really have to adjust it based on the temperament of the group. Like if your plan is to sit in and wait for the end, but it's not one of these races where everyone is motivated to chase, if it really slows down and it seems like nobody wants to chase, you got to kind of recognize that and get off the front. Whoa, we got a big separation here, and it looks like most of the teams are represented, but they're not riding. You can see when the rider on the front keeps looking back, that's not a good sign that they're not riding hard. Whenever the rider on the front is coasting at all, that's not a good sign. These guys need to put their heads down and hammer on the front if they want to get away. A rider limit of 30. Ooh. Spoon, I've been talking about doing some cross races where we like a weeknight series where we set people off in reverse order of category. So we would like set off the category fives and then a minute and then the category fours. Do a chase race that way, kind of like some of the races you see on Zwift, but in real life on a cross course. I think that would be fun. It would make the so if you're a Cat 1, you might be closing down 3-4 minutes to the Cat 5 guys or something, and only do like a 30-minute race. So there's not a lot of time to make the catch. Um, and it would be good practice for us higher category guys to kind of pick our way through the field from the back. One thing that's different in cyclocross is actually like making passes is kind of its own art in a way that It's not really the same as in crits. In crits, a lot of times you're looking for a time when you've got a little bit of momentum and then the guy on the front of the field slows down. You got like kind of an open, I always say an open door, but you've got like a clean line in front of you and you just carry your speed through and then commit to a hard effort. It's really different in cyclocross. It's more like car racing in cyclocross, where it's a lot about the lines through the corners and the grip and trying to find a spot where you can kind of get up under somebody or move past somebody. Spoon, that comes with time. It really does, and being I don't want to say critical of yourself, but just like analytical. Like if there's somebody else, if you can identify that, like, okay, I'm not doing great, find someone who you think is good at that stuff, someone who you're like, I know I'm stronger than this guy, but he's always beating me, and then just watch what they're doing, and you may see some clues to like places they're smoothing out their effort, places they're getting they're finding some free speed. Oh man, the elbows rider is so mad because they got some separation and it feels like they're just not pushing again. Spoon, is there a specific like thing that feels like you're losing time? Like is it cornering? Is it like you're too tentative in the pack and you're giving up spots? You're just like not. Ooh, okay, we got a move going here. Let's see who's in it. We got Primal Audi Denver. I don't know who that dude is with the long hair from Primal, but I want to say that I rode with him at least once this season. Spencer Movinzada from Butcher Box. One of the CS Velo riders. Primal Audi Denver has two. Best Buddies only has one in here, but third's pretty good though. Sprinting is all about what position you are coming into the sprint. Sprinting is so much about because it's so short. A lot of it is like a race like this. This is probably 300 meters from the final corner to the line, and it's really wide open. So you can be pretty far back. There's a long distance from the last corner to the finish line, and there's a lot of room laterally to move left and right. There's nothing really technical in the finish. So this finish, it probably would be good to be a little bit farther back out of the last corner, like fourth wheel, fifth wheel, so that you can draft for a long time and then come around. Is that Connor from Butcher Box? I thought I was just hearing that it was Spencer Movinzada, but I could be wrong there. Um, I'm not getting a long enough shot. I'm just seeing that Butcher Box jersey on the back. Yeah, I don't know who's going to chase it down because it seems like a lot of the teams that have guys are represented. We got Cliff Bar there kind of shutting it down. Um, Automatic doesn't have anybody up there. I would be tips with being a marked rider. Make other people do it. If you are a marked rider and people are trying to force you and make you do all the work, you need to just let some gaps open up, and you have to be willing to lose the race to win the race. That would be my biggest advice, is that sometimes when gaps are going out and people are trying to make you close them down, you just got to let the gap go, and if somebody gets away, you just say it is what it is. um there's not a ton you can do if you are truly the only rider, but then if you're marked for a reason and you are like one of the stronger guys in your category or whatever, know your strengths. And if there are places where, like, if you're good in a technical section, go to the front and make everybody chase you through the technical section. Or if you're a good climber and there's some punchy climbs, go do work on the punchy climb and make people come to you. Just don't give them a free ride. Don't let people force you to the front. If you get forced to the front and you have to sit on the front, do your FTP, back it off about 20 watts, and then just keep lowering it 10, 20 watts every couple of laps until somebody comes around you. Eventually they will. But by doing that, you're not burning yourself out, even if they're making you set tempo. Find like kind of your max and then back it off 10% or something. So then even if they think they're wearing you down, they're not really wearing you down. But I would say whatever that reason is that people are marking you for, make sure you know that that's your advantage. Okay, who's chasing back here? Looks like that might be Volet chasing in the white and black kit. That's the Volet team out of California. We got this big move with CS Velo represented. Ooh, we got a lot of. Okay, this is a big move now. Butcher Box, CS Velo. Yeah, these guys are away. Ben Wolf, Ruben Campagnoni, Connor Mullerby, Canyon Emmett up there, Michael Hernandez from Best Buddies just tacked onto the back there. That's how you know. Remember when I was saying a minute ago they need to put their heads down and pedal hard on the front if they want to get away? That's how you know this group could stay away. They're on the front, bit between their teeth. You got Tyler Locke from so that kit. Tyler Locke is the guy with long hair in the green kit. That is the Gutenplan Support Clean Sport kit. I believe I pointed him out on the start line, but that kit looks a lot like the Best Buddies kit, but it's not, which is also confusing. Both of those teams are out of Florida. A lot of teams out of Florida this year. We got Amino Rip out of Florida. Best Buddies they're kind of all over the place, but Florida based, and then Support Clean Sport also out of Florida. Looks like we got two riders from Elbows up here. Lachlan Holiday coming through there. Ryder, that was Tyler Locke who just over there on my left swung off the chase group there. I'm trying to watch the chase group. I think that if anybody is going to bring this back, it's going to be Automatic Racing because Automatic really wants it. Thomas Gibbons really wants it. Definitely, he's one of the better sprinters in USA Crits right now. And with Legion not being here, he's got a good chance to win this. Slow Spoon, I would love to break down if you've got some footage. I had not considered doing that, but I totally would. That would be interesting if you got some footage you want to send me, DM me somewhere. I think all my social links are on my Twitch profile somewhere. Yep, that's Connor Mullerby on the front. Thomas Gibbons is back. It's back. I told you Thomas Gibbons wants it. That's Gibbons in the orange about to make the junction. He's about to shut this group down. Spoon, I would also not consider myself a coach. I am pretty analytical though. I mean, I always say I'm not naturally good at anything. I'm good at figuring out how to get good at stuff. I'm good at figuring out how to break something down into its component parts and then get better at it little by little. So I'm not a coach, but I could maybe point some stuff out that I would do differently. I'm also not like I'm a middling cat too. I punch above my weight. That's what I'll say. I always say I'm either the fastest of the slow or the slowest of the fast. So like I race with some of these guys sometimes. When I race with these guys, the top level guys, I'm just getting completely waxed. But I also have a full-time job and never fully committed myself to just bike racing. So this group is back, but these guys are trying to maintain their position at the front. We're coming down to the last 10 laps or so here. So this is a course where it is easy to move up, meaning that like it's not so narrow that you just get totally boxed in and stuck. You can move out to the side and pedal hard if you want to move up. But when the speed gets really high in the last few laps, sometimes you get locked in place just by virtue of the speed being so high. I mean, if everybody is going hard because it's so close to the end, that speed raises to like 30 miles an hour. It's really hard to go faster than 30 miles an hour, especially when you're not in the draft. And that's what you have to do if you want to pass people is there's a line of guys that are all drafting each other. You got to pull out of that line, go faster than they're going up a line that is not ideal through these corners. These guys are going to be taking the best, fastest line through the corner. You're going to have to take a non-ideal line and then find a way back into that group. Somebody's got to let a gap go out for more than a bike length for you to be able to slot back in closer to the front. So positioning is maybe not as crucial on this course as it would be on others because it's non-technical, but I think the speed is going to get so high in the closing laps that you're definitely not going to be going from like, you know, 40th wheel to the top 10 in the last 5-10 laps. Got riders getting pulled. Somebody was asking me about getting pulled here. Those guys are going to be getting pulled off the course. So hard to see what's going on here, but it looks like we got an elbows rider at the front. We got who have we got at the front here? Ben Wolf from Ben Wolf and Michael Hernandez from Best Buddies are up at the front. That's Michael Hernandez in the gray there, and mainly train on Zwift. No, I don't actually mainly train on Zwift. I train outside mostly. I really started doing Zwift last year when all of the outside racing got canceled because I need some kind of goal to motivate myself to do the training. I do use I have not been on Zwift a ton recently, but I do use it when I need to get specific sessions done, that or Trainer Road. But I really more like Zwift from like a video game type perspective. I like the gaming element of it or whatever, and the racing motivates me to go a little bit harder than I would have been able to go otherwise. I mostly started doing Zwift though, just because all of my racing got canceled during the COVID pandemic. So I needed some kind of goal, something new to get into. I do like it though. I'm excited to get back to some Zwift and some RGT. Ugh, sorry. um, that's actually good, Spoon. The more mistakes there are in the footage, the more there is for me to talk about. So that would be fine. Yeah, my bit rate is kind of dropping right now. I don't know why. Come on, bit rate. Let's get back. Let's get steady. Ooh, okay, Ruben Campagnoni. John Harris from Butcher Box. All right. Butcher Box is really looking to mix it up today. They know this is their chance. This is their day. I think that I think that Legion will probably send some guys to the season closer. We'll see. That would be a big statement if Legion doesn't send anybody to the last USA Crits race. That would be a confirmation of my Legion versus USA Crits beef theory, which again is only a theory. How much time left, Zach? Probably less than 10 minutes here. We're coming down to the final lap, so we're within 10 to go. I'm looking to see 3 laps to go. Okay, we're within 5 minutes probably. We're about 5 minutes to the end. So you're going to see the speed really go up here. I got to go back to that point where there was a dangerous breakaway and Thomas Gibbons from Automatic basically brought it back single-handedly. He's tucked in there in the black helmet, orange kit. He's the leader of the series. He's looking not just to maintain his series leader jersey, but he really wants a win this season. He's had a lot of seconds and thirds. He hasn't had a win, and I think he really feels like he needs one. We got Connor Saley from Butcher Box on the attack here. Saley is a guy I've been talking about all night. He's so motivated. He really wants. he's another guy who has been kind of shut out by Legion all season, so he sees this opportunity. It looks like this gap is going out. It looks like the gap is getting bigger and bigger. We got to hold on one of these cameras long enough that I can see someone behind. All right, he's got 2 laps to go. He's got the bit between his teeth, but so does Best Buddies behind. Connor Sally still on it. Best Buddies is going to bring it back. We got 2 Best Buddies riders, 3 Best Buddies riders at the front here. How much longer is the racing season? So, Zach, normally this would be the end of the season. COVID kind of pushed everything back this year. Normally this would be over before September, but there's one more race. I think it's 2 weeks from now. There's one more USA Crits race, and that is the last one of the season. So these guys are really battling to solidify their positions here.
Race number 9 of the USA Crit Series.
We've got the national champion second wheel there. This is somebody other than Legion's chance to win a USA Crits race. Best Buddies is the only team that, other than Legion, that has won one of these races. Okay, that was not me. That was on the USA Crits feed. Ooh. Remember I was saying the speed gets really high in the last laps and it's so hard to move up. This is it. This is that point where the speed is so high that it's just nearly impossible to move up. These top 3 guys are all, it's confusing because they're in different kits, because we've got one guy in the Best Buddies kit on the front, and then we've got National Champion kit behind him, and then we've got Best Young Rider kit behind that. All 3 of them are on Best Buddies Racing though. We've got Thomas Gibbons there in the orange. He's about 4th or 5th wheel. Ooh, CS Velo. That's Jeanette from CS Velo down. Best Buddies 1-2. Looks like we had Spencer Mondesva 3rd there. TJ, red helmet there. That's TJ Killalea, guy I raced with locally. Best Buddies continues the Best Buddies Legion. They have locked everybody else out of the points there. It looks like most of the field got pulled. I'm sure that was a super hard race. Yeah, pace car. That straight down the middle shot was not great. And now it's the live feed. Here we go. Yeah, this shot straight down the middle is not great. Other races this year, they've had a boom camera that can kind of lift up on the start-finish straight. You just said they averaged 30 miles an hour for 75 minutes. Ooh, that was an aggressive race. That was the most like small individual breakaways and just like aggressive, crazy racing I've seen since maybe since Birmingham. So yeah, Sun City Crit El Paso. I'm gonna do a rewatch of Athens Twilight because I think that was the best race of this USA Crit season. Everybody was there. Justin Williams was there. Legion had a full A squad. Team from Medellin, Colombia was there. So be on the lookout for that, and also my race. I'll probably do some Zwifting next week, maybe some RGT racing. Looks like it's gonna rain, but yeah. Welcome to my new pain cave. I'm sure looks a lot like the old one for you guys, but I'm gonna get out of here and go to bed. Good to see everybody. Good to be back. Yeah. See you guys later. Keep it locked to the channel. Peace.